this evening's meeting.
Just because I'm sitting here.
Yeah. Well, you didn't have far to go then. We just naturally assumed.
So is that the motion carried unanimously?
Yes.
Thank you. First, welcome to Councillor Henny Shotter from Lenham. I've got to know you recently. Before we go into the public discussion, in the interest of time, could I ask Mr. Sherwood to give his report, please?
Good evening, everyone. I wanted to raise a couple of points. We've had some theft of fish from the lake at the top of Goddington Lane. There's been 3 visits by a group of 4 men on each occasion. They've been seen by different people. The police have been informed, and the owner, I've spoken to the owner and put him in contact with someone who might be able to suggest some cameras up at the lake. The good news is that I haven't had any reports for 13 days now, so I'm hoping it's a temporary issue. The other piece of good news is that although we had some road traders just over a month ago, there have been no further reports of the gutter cleaners and paving slab cleaners, so that's a good thing as well. That moves me on to, I know I've said it recently before, if there's anything that you're not happy with or someone that you're suspicious of, ring 101 straight away. There have been a couple of things recently where someone's rung me up the following morning, and by that time it's too late. And with that in mind, I've updated a contact list which I've emailed to Amanda and the clerk at Lenham, and it gives some numbers that can be rung for different things, that's councils as well, but there's also some websites on there where you can report things online but also get some good advice in relation to scams, which is the Think Jessica website, and also from consumer advice from the Citizens Advice website as well. But my main thing is ring it in straight away to 101, because they'll tell me, and if the local PCSO isn't on duty, then it'll be flagged up to someone who is at the time, and in that way we get information as it's happening. That's it. Thank you, unless there's any questions.
Any questions?
Right, if you'll excuse me, I have got to check on something before I disappear for the evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Martin.
PCSO Boyd is not here, given his apologies, so Amanda has a report from him.
There's been 2 crimes since the last meeting. One was a theft and one was criminal damage to a vehicle. There's been 34 other incidents reported, which included 3 road traffic incidents, 2 reports of bad driving and the poaching from the lake, and that's been monitored by the police. And PCSO Boyd has also said that any suspicious activity of any kind needs to be reported on 101 immediately. So
Similar report. Thank you. Before moving on to the agenda proper, I'll open it now for public discussion and public comments. So it's good to see a lot of people here. If there are any points?
Yes, please, Mr. Chair. May I just raise a few issues? Is that possible?
Good.
Firstly, can I just introduce myself? I'm Jill Bishop.
Oh, okay.
And I've come with the team of girls that have been running with Jan for the play scheme. Well, certainly I've been involved 11, 12 years, and most of the team 5, 8 years. We're really here this evening just to say we would love the play scheme to carry on, to go ahead. There are ways of working around all of the situation with the hall and having to clear the hall. We've read a few minutes from previous meetings, and it did say that we would be contacted to see if we were interested. We've never been contacted, so we're obviously quite disappointed about that, because now maybe we've left it too late. Has any funding been put aside for the play scheme this year? And also I understand the equipment is being stored in somebody's garage. if we are in a position to do anything, could we have access to that equipment, please? And really, because of the time scale, could we have an answer tonight, yes or no? I'm quite happy, because I may not be able to stay the full proceedings, but I'm happy to give you my telephone number there if somebody wants to contact me tonight. Say yes, definite yes or no, because we need to crack on, obviously. There's lots of paperwork to be done. So thank you for your time.
I understand we will be discussing that later on in the agenda.
Yeah.
Hopefully you'll be here.
Okay.
If not, we'll let you know what the decision of the council is.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
can I just say one thing, Jill? I have
Certainly,
been
yeah.
in touch with you as a councillor to discuss.
Okay, I was going to say that to you. I did.
Thank you.
I beg your pardon.
Yes.
I stand corrected. I did phone you and have a conversation with you about 4 weeks ago. You're quite right. So I stand corrected. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Okay. Yes.
If the posting staff have to leave, did you want to move posting up to the agenda so that
We put it after planning.
they'll put it after planning?
Can you remind me of that?
It's only my head that I make myself like
Any more points? Any more questions? Any more observations from the public? If not, can we move on? Okay, we go to the agenda proper. It's already been mentioned. We've had apologies from councillors Kay, Dean and Powell this evening, so we are rather lightweight. We've got six councillors out of a possible 11. The first item on the agenda proper is the election of a chairman and vice chair for the coming year. These are appointments that last for only a year. So first I want to deal with the chairman. Currently it's Councillor Kay, and he has volunteered to serve another year if he's elected. Are there any other people that would like to put themselves forward as chairman for the coming year?
Can I propose Councillor Kay? Chair.
Thank you. Can I have a seconder? Okay. All in favour? Okay. Now I'll deal with vice chair again. Councillor Dean is on holiday, and she's made it known that she's happy to continue in the position of vice chair. Would there be any other nominations? If not, could I have a proposal? Or you've got any other nomination proposed?
Councillor Dean.
Councillor Dean. Seconder, please. All in favour? Okay, motion carried. Next item on the agenda, minutes of the last meeting. They've been circulated. Can I have a proposer, please? Seconder? All in favour? Okay, Josh Simons.
Everyone wasn't there, was they? Who was there?
Oh.
Because you weren't, it's only you two.
I wasn't there, so I can't vote. So that's fault. There's only two, weren't you? Oh, so there's a quorum.
So who was there? Glenda was there? Oh, okay, yeah. So the next one.
So is the next one? Defer to the next one? Ooh, that's interesting.
So I didn't know that.
Declaration of interest. Just go around the table. Changes to the register of interest. Anybody? Anything to declare? No. Declarations of pecuniary interest. This evening's meeting.
Yeah, agenda item 13, pay scheme as I previously contracted manager and I was also employed staff. Normally I would go out the room, but I'll stay in the room for points of information if necessary, but won't take them.
I think it would be helpful if you could do that.
Besides for the reasons, yes, my wife is employed.
Okay, but you stay and give us the benefit of your knowledge in terms of facts.
I'll probably leave actually, because Just like mine, got no
Okay.
expertise that really helps me.
So you want to leave, and Janetta's going to stay, right? Okay. Okay. Any request for dispensation? No. Okay. Co-option of the councillor. We have two nominees we interviewed a couple of months ago, Mrs. Jack and Stanley. Now, Mr. Stanley is with us, I believe. Yeah, Frederick's with us. Mr. Jack hasn't appeared, we know he's become a busy man now. We interviewed both of these people on the last occasion, and I see no reason why we can't just go into an election unless any councillor wants to ask Mr. Stanley any further questions. No. Would anybody like to propose? Mr. Jack in his absence, or Mr. Stanley?
I'll propose this family.
One second. Everybody, are we all in favour? Can I have a show of hands, please?
I have to abstain. I wasn't here.
To the interview, no. You were elected? Okay, so you abstain. So I guess I can invite Mr. Stanley, Councillor Stanley, to take his position around the table. Congratulations, Councillor Stanley. Thank you. I'm sure you guys enjoyed your time in here. The next item on the agenda is to review committees. I'm going to hand over to Amanda here because she's got the list of current members and potential members.
Yeah, I obviously emailed around to see if everyone was happy to stay on the committees there or not, if they wanted to move to any other committees. Councillor Stanley, obviously we'll consult you out afterwards, or if there's any as I read through that you'd like to join and there's vacancies, then obviously we can just let you straight away, so just, everything is okay. Alright, so the first committee is the Finance Committee. That is a committee of 5. The councillors that have put their names forward so far, Councillor Kay, Dean and Chancellor, there's 2 vacancies on the Finance Committee. If anybody else wants to join that. What I'll do is we'll propose it all at the end once we've gone through them. So we'll leave it at the 3 at the moment. Planning Committee currently has Councillors Dean, Powell, Allardyce. Councillor Trusler is on as a temporary councillor. Are you going to be okay to join the Planning Committee?
If you believe that I can be some assistance,
there's
because
training courses that we can send you on. There's courses coming up that
Right.
you as well for councillors' courses, things like that. So are you happy for me to add your name to that one?
yes.
We should just say that we meet
On
on a Monday morning every other week. That's no problem, Jim. Thank you.
Did anybody else want to join that committee? I mean, we have got one other vacancy, so obviously at the moment we've got Jackie was co-opted as a member of the public. However, Jackie has now sent in an email asking to be considered for the vacancy. So it may be that Jackie will come as a co-opted member and so do you want to leave it at the moment as it stands at the moment?
If you're asking me,
I'm
yes.
asking
Because I've
as-
okay.
Yeah.
I've had experience of working with Jackie. She can be a good member.
Environmental Committee, that has 5 vacancies. Currently there's councillors Kay, Dean, Allardyce and Williams. There's 1 other vacancy on that. There's also 2 co-opted members of the public, Sharon Amos and David Anderson. Did anybody else want to fill the other vacancy in the Environmental Committee? We can talk about it afterwards if you want to go through. So should we leave that as the 4 for the moment with the 1 vacancy? Okay, Highways Committee, there's 4 members of that. It's currently councillors Ness Sands, Williams, Allardyce,
I think you just fell off the end.
Yeah, you must have done. You were on it last time. Maybe you were on by default. Okay, so that's what we have vacancy. Law and Order, that's 3 councillors. We've currently got councillors Allardyce and Kay with 1 vacancy on the Law and Order Committee. Youth Provisions, that's 5 councillors. We've currently got councillors Kay, Tom Sands, Janetta Sands, councillor Allardyce. There's got 1 vacancy on there at the moment. Calc 2 vacancies, councillor Williams and councillor Morris have put their names forward for Calc. Charities, that's 3 councillors. We've currently got councillors Williams and Morris on there, so we need, that's got 1 vacancy in it at the minute. Village Hall Trust, that's just the 1 councillor, and Councillor Kay's offered to continue with that. So
Councillor Powell is not on that.
no, it's just the 1 councillor.
So, yeah. So there's no vacancy in that.
North Down Steering Group, Councillor Janetta Sands has offered to continue with that one. The amenities, lounge and facilities, it was decided last year that we would just have 5 councillors that would be decided if it was needed ever. So, unless anyone wants to change that, we'll just leave it as it is.
Why can't it be merged into the environment? If nothing comes up.
Well, it's usually if there's land to be purchased or anything like that, so that would have a financial aspect, so generally you'd want people from different committees to be involved in that. So you have to look as it is. Staffing group, that's 3 councillors, and I've got on the list Councillor Dean, Janetta Sands and Councillor Powell. And the Communications Committee, that's 3 councillors. Currently I've got Councillor Dean and Councillor Allardyce, so there's 1 vacancy. So if you're happy with the list as it stands at the moment, leaving a couple of vacancies on there, but obviously then I can talk to Councillor Stanley and the vacancies to fill. Does someone want to propose that will be our vacancies for the next year?
Is everybody happy with the nominations and the vacancies, everything left? Then I'll propose that we adopt the list as described. Can I have a second, please?
Everybody first hand up.
You're both at the same time.
The Frightened Arrow.
Right. Everyone in favour?
Yeah, everyone in favour? Yeah. Planning.
Before we move on, usually we don't discuss any plan applications, but I do actually want to bring up something on one of the applications, and that is the application for the land south of Court Lodge Road. There's currently an application in for the erection of 20 dwellings, landscaping, public open space access and pedestrian links for application. The Planning Committee has recommended refusal on this application. However, since that has been discussed at the Planning Committee meeting, An email has been received from the landowner's court lodge relating to that recommendation of refusal due to the fact that councillors Dean and Trussler are on the committee and they live close to the site. Just for newer councillors, and just to remind the other councillors, at the meeting in June 2015, it was agreed that 2 sites would be removed from what was then our draft neighbourhood plan, that being Hans Meadow and also the Courtney's Road site. So when this application was received, the committee have continued with the earlier decision. The landowner has now asked whether the parish council would have a further vote so that councillors can indicate whether they support the motion agreed at the meeting last June, and also whether they agree with the recommendation that's been made by the planning committee to refuse the application. So
it's open up.
are you prepared to?
Because I'm involved in this, although I've got a dispensation, I will not comment and I won't vote. So would anybody like to contribute something?
Mr. Chairman, I think that in the past, the planning committee is unanimous. It's not comfortable because I understand how this has happened. We can go into the application and the terror part of it, but I think really at the end of the day, there's been more things happen since this was put in originally, the old application. The Borough Council local plan has now been submitted. Slightly part of that, we now have 5-year land supply. Probably more significantly than that is the fact that the AOMB is seeing even more serious need for protection of the setting, etc. So I think things have moved on quite a bit since last year, and one could argue even the fact that this is the same application as last time, but